WSOU 89.5. I'm Valentino here with Kenny Hoopla. How you doing today, Kenny?
Yo, I'm doing good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Can't complain. Feeling good. So, first question, I'm just going to dive right in here. New single, Estella, been gaining a ton of traction. This is incredible. Tell me a little bit about how that feels.
Um, Unreal. Yeah, feels kind of magical. It's hard to take it in, but I'm just grateful. Yeah,
And like,
honestly.
I love how, again, throughout a lot of your music, you fuse so many genres of like indie, rap, emo, pop punk, and it all sounds very unique in you. And this is the most true and true pop punk song we've heard from you so far.
Yeah, yeah. It was definitely. I just wanted to make some like pop punk. I've always wanted to, and like, yeah, I guess so. I just did it.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. And Travis Barker is featured on that track. That's super cool. I know working with him, it's like working with he's been around for, decades. He's a legend in
Yeah,
the community. How was that?
unreal. Even when we're in the studio, I'm just like, what the heck? This
Yeah.
is crazy. Man, even doing this interview is crazy. I'm just like, yeah, I guess I'm doing a radio interview. Like, that's wild.
I love it. I love it. Well, again, we've been playing Estella. We've been playing How Can I Rest If I'm, buried on the side of a highway. And the
Thank
listeners
you.
are really loving it. We've gotten a lot of cool calls.
Let's
It's
go.
Yeah, it's like you again, as I said, you've got this new flair on a classic genre.
Thank you.
Good stuff. So now obviously, is there a new album in the work? I know you're talking about writing new music.
Um, yeah, I'm working on a project right now, like kind of like a mixtape. It's just like a rock mixtape. Just like some music, just good, refreshing music, nothing too like conceptual. Just some just some like good music for the culture. I feel like that's what we need right now. Just something that can just be music and not like super serious or trying to be this or that. Just like, yeah. So
That's
that's
the thing is, especially in the year we've had, you're right. People just want to have some fun rock music. We're so emotionally down. We want something to distract ourselves with.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I know that yeah, so the new record sonically is going to be in the same vein of Estella, where it's kind of that more
Yeah.
pop sort of sound.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Now, is this going to be a full length record, or is this going to be like another EP?
It's gonna be a full length ish. Still figuring that out. Definitely not an EP though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Another question I wanted to ask you a little bit about like the new record. Obviously, you've had Travis Barker featuring this new track. Are there any other cool new guest vocals, guest features we can expect from this record?
Nah, it's just me.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
It's me.
Good stuff. And again, another question that I wanted to kind of dive into is you've been around for a few years now, but I don't think I've seen an artist gain traction and popularity as quickly as you've gained.
Yeah.
Your first official Spotify single was only in 2017. You had one single in like 2018, and then boom, an EP of like 6 songs in 2020, and you've got over 1 million plays. Every single release you have gets more and more traction. How does that feel? What's in your headspace with this?
I'm just like, I always feel like if you just be yourself, I don't know, like the right energy will attract and like people will see that, even if it's not amazing. I was always like, I know I'm not good and I haven't like caught up to myself to where I should be, but I always just had faith in that people could see like the authenticity of it and that would like be the like true power of everything. So it's just cool when you prove yourself right. Yeah.
Like real respects real kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So when you're writing, do you know when something is genuine and when it's not? Like, can you because your music is
Yeah.
very, very genuine. Like, how do you sense that?
Um, Honestly, I don't want to say a bad place, but I go to emotional, I don't know, like a certain low, because I am like being honest. It's like a lot of people feel like, I don't know, it doesn't feel good to be honest. Like I'm not like, oh, like it's kind of embarrassing. Like to put your heart out there is like definitely not a flex or anything. It's like anything, it's like an ego death. But that's how I know that it's real, because it kind of makes me uncomfortable, and I'm also just like confronting myself. A lot of the times though, I hold back on stuff. I'm just like, sometimes I'm just making music, and that's like what this project is. It's definitely like meaningful, but it's just music, which I feel like you can't come across a lot these days, because people are trying to be like, I don't know, so like conceptual and trying to be this specifically. And I just hope this could be something like super refreshing, where it's just something you listen to and it does, you don't have to take this deep dive into it. You can just like enjoy it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's like people can take different things. You have someone that will just enjoy
exactly.
the sound, it's fun, and other people that really dive into the lyrics.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. And again, you mentioned obviously putting your heart out there. These lyrics are really, really deep. They're very sad. They're very dark. You've also been very open about mental health on social media. Does it get harder and harder to do that?
Um, yeah, but um, I've always been kind of like, I want to be a kind of an open book. I feel like that's what is going to help the world, is people being honest with who they really are, whether you're a good person or a bad person. So it's like, wait, what was the question again?
No worries.
Sorry.
It get harder and harder, like put yourself out there, like on.
Oh, yeah. So basically, before it was embarrassing, but I always felt like I could see the bigger picture, and I'm just like, no, it's gonna like pay off, me just like putting myself out there and not even know if even knowing if it's good or not. And then you have all these people saying like, oh my gosh, like I can relate, you're helping me and stuff like that. I'm just like, it's like high risk, high reward kind of thing. And then like it pays off. Not that I'm like trying to like make it pay off, but I'm just like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. And I'm just like, so then it gets definitely way more easier um to, yeah, put myself out there.
Exactly. And it's like that goes back to the thing of, when you write genuine music, people respond to that. People, oh, I feel that way too. It's not just a
Yeah.
cookie cutter song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, I love it. I love it. I want to ask again about a little bit of just the crazy year you've had, especially in 2020, where so many artists have either really, really been struggling and a lot of people have been having a hard time. It almost feels that like in 2020 is also the year that your career took an extra skyrocketing turn forward. I know you were on the cover of Alternative Press. That is incredible to the scene.
Yeah. Um, it's weird because it kind of sucks, because I felt like I had like this big moment taking a year off of my life. Like I worked so hard to, because I've wanted to be in this position forever, but I haven't been. So I'm constantly trying to like catch up to myself, to like where I'm technically supposed to be, skill wise, spiritually, mentally, physically. So it actually kind of like hurt, which I don't think I ever even said this out loud, because that was supposed to be like my breakout year, and then it was like the pandemic, and I was like, oh man. I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, I'm just blessed, because I feel like the fact that I haven't been able to do all that touring and stuff, or like have the best music, I've had to like teach myself and study like the internet and how it works and all that stuff. And I guess it's like second nature to me now, and that it just happened to pay off at that time.
And
Yeah.
I've talked to a few different artists about like this aspect, and especially true with you. When it's a normal year and you're playing shows over and over, you'll slowly see your crowd size grow and grow and grow. But especially with you, I'm sure like, you had a decent crowd size. And then after 2020, when shows resume, it's going to be a
Yeah.
huge crowd size.
I've I've had like one big crowd before, and that was like at a local festival, and everyone just keeps saying how crazy my shows are going to be and this and that. I'm just like getting thrown out into it. It's going to be very interesting, like to hear someone like a crowd chant my lyrics back to me. I'm going to be like, what is happening right now? because I've just been like, it's just been me.
Yeah. And again, I'm sure that like the pressure of, you know, you have all these people saying, I'm so excited to see you live with when shows return, you're the first person I'm seeing live. That's got to definitely get in your head a bit, you know?
Yeah. Good thing though that I just never really cared because I'm just like, I'm just being me. I just like, when I perform, I normally just kind of like black out emotionally. And then I don't know, it comes off as like energetic, but it's mostly just me being like, I don't know, just losing myself. So it never really gets to me because it's all just losing myself for me. And that's what I love. I love being like lost in the music in the studio, but like specifically on stage. So I can't wait for that.
Like the music just takes over, and especially live with the crowds feeding you energy.
Yeah. It's basically just dancing alone in my room like I always have, but just like in front of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, circling back to the new record that is coming out at some point. I know that a lot of artists have been doing a lot of like longer records, like 14, 15 track records. Is this record going to be on the longer side, or is this going to be on the shorter side of an album? Or is it too early to tell?
Probably like both. Yeah. Definitely not long, but like enough, I hope. Yeah.
Awesome. Is there like you probably aren't like at liberty to say, but like, is it expected to release in the fall, in the summer? Do we have
It'd be before summer. It's like this is specifically for the summer, like for the culture, for like this time frame in life. Yeah. So like before, I honestly don't know, but definitely before summer, I'm doing everything like for it to release just in time for it to be like nice out. And so, yeah.
perfect? I know. I'm also excited to hear that. I'm a skateboarder myself, and
Hell yeah.
when Estella came out, the first thing I did was like, all right, this is my day. I'm gonna go ride and I'm gonna listen to this song. This is my day now. So I'm pumped for
That's
the record.
hilarious. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Let's go.
Awesome. And now like one other thing that I do want to discuss, you're featured on the new Nothing Nowhere album on the song Blood.
Yeah.
That song has been going crazy. The whole record is phenomenal, but that song in particular has been getting a lot of stats on Spotify with listens. It's been getting a lot of like purchases on iTunes. How does it feel about that being featured on that track?
Crazy because like I came up off of SoundCloud and like that's still how I move. I'm still like super DIY. Like I've signed to a label, but it's even that like I've had like even disagreements with like people on my label because of just like my more so DIY aspect of things and like keeping it quote unquote like real. I don't know, just like doing me. And Nothing Nowhere was like one of those people who was like part of that. And I feel like in the place I am, it could be easy to say like I'm mainstream or something, but I feel like with Nothing Nowhere was cool because he also came from that place. And I guess you could say he's also in the same space as I am in the industry. And it was cool for someone like him to like be like, yeah, like, and just like see me from across the room kind of thing. Like it was super cool. And it was like an honor. It was dope. And
Yeah.
he's like amazing, of course. It's crazy. Yeah.
I definitely get what you're saying. You guys are like in the very similar scenes, you know, where it's like,
Yeah.
it's not rap, but it's not emo, but it's not like,
Yeah.
it's in that weird in between, which is
Yeah.
super awesome.
100%.
Yeah. So now, obviously, you know, you've collabed with him. Are there any other collaborations like dream, either realistic or not realistic? You know, the artist could be passed away, the artist could be still living, that you would love to collaborate with?
Um,
It's a tricky question.
not no, not exactly. It's weird because like a lot of people that I like have been like reaching out to me, and it's more so not me like wanting to collab with people. It's just like wanting to have the respect and to know that they share the same like language of heart. And so that's like just cool, and I just want to like get better at my own thing. Like I don't really like care for features or like I want to be good at like producing, and I want to be good at saying how I feel and articulating and using my brain to the best of its ability as opposed to like I guess anything else. That's like my only priority is just getting better with myself. right now, because I feel like that's what I need, and that's what music needs in general too. Not too much worried about features. I'm just worried about making my own like imprint right now.
I love to hear you say that. I know I talked to Buddy from Census Fail, I think 2 years ago. And one of the things that he said was like, the best artists are the ones that always try to outdo themselves and never try
Mhm.
to like, either ride on what's trendy, what's fashionable. It's
Yeah,
just always trying to outdo your former art.
yeah. That's literally how I am. Like every time I'm just like, yeah, like I have to like one up this song or like not make sure it's not like that one and like keep that's like it's like my obsession. Just trying to like always like one up myself every time. Like that's my main thing I'm trying to do. Yeah.
I love it. And again, as we've seen through your career, you have evolved in so many different sounds. And I think the biggest compliment that I can give you is that you don't have a genre. And I love that.
Yeah. And I think even now is like that's what's cool about I guess even like with this project that's coming out because it's just actually a genre. I feel like so much people are like always like, oh, let's put like some trap beats on that or make this sound like that. And I think people think that's pushing music forward, which I don't know. Who am I? But like I've only been making music for like 3 years, but like people, I feel like now it's at a point where I'm just like, okay, let me see you actually make the genre itself then, and not like cross over and kind of like get away with it. And that's what's going to be cool. I'm like challenging myself because I feel like, man, it sounds super pretentious, but I feel like rock music and like pop punk specifically runs through my blood. Like it's just like second nature for me. So it's cool to like really, yeah, like confront it and be like, let's make the actual thing and not like just have the aesthetic of it and like try and come off as that like, no, let's actually see what's good and like come face to face with it. And like, I can't explain it, but yeah.
No, not pretentious at all. I understand what you're saying, and I think that's true for so many people. Is like, even look at like people like myself. I went to a Fall Out Boy show in 2013, and now almost a decade later, I'm pop punk is my life, and it's
Yeah.
nice to see someone like you have that same level of I just wanna be a part of the genre. I don't care how or what. I just want to be in the genre.
Yes, 100%. I trust in myself. I like the reality is I would like to be like not even so much like one of the greats, but someone that comes after everything that's came after. I trust in my heart that I can do that. And I feel like I have the same viewpoints as like the people who have came before me. And I feel like I don't know, it's in me to like move it forward. I understand like I understand the big picture of it all. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you see the genre, and you want to add your flair to it. You want any bit of personality that you have, you want to incorporate that into the existing genre.
Just like yeah, understand what needs to be done. That's like
Yeah.
what it is.
Now, again, I know we talked a little bit about live shows, but you had a tour planned with Youngblood. I know with like COVID, it was rescheduled a few times,
Yeah.
but when that show does happen, what are you expecting? What are you looking forward
I have
towards?
literally no clue. I'm at a point in my life to where I feel like I could see the future. I mean, I still can see the future, but it's more so even like manifesting stuff and being like, yeah, this will like end up happening probably. But I'm at a point in my life, I have literally no clue what's about to happen at all. Like, it's going to be interesting. I have literally no clue, no expectations. Like, I cannot tell you what's going to happen next. And it's kind of like scary, but I feel like that's how you know you're living life at the same time. So,
Exactly.
listening to Kurtz.
And especially after the past year we can't predict, like, we have no idea what's
Yeah,
going to happen.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
if there's one thing that we've all learned from 2020, it's that expect the unexpected.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Um, So now another thing that I kind of wanted to dive in on, I know I'm kind of going all over the place here, and I appreciate you,
Okay, I'm chilling.
coming with me on this journey. Going right back to songwriting again, I was listening to a few interviews with you, and one of the things you said is you're always writing lyrics on like a daily basis. You always are just constantly writing, writing, writing. Now, I'm sure shifting through the hundreds and hundreds of lyrics to just get like the one lyric in the song has to be a really tedious process. Do you think that that's like fun and engaging, or is that more kind of like the more tedious aspect of it?
It's more so just like, I don't know, it comes down to like what are you getting at in the song? And it will come down to like a certain line or something, or like one word, and then it's just like it clicks, or like um it's like more so like it's not really the lyrics, it's more so what I'm literally trying to say, like even just talking in the song, like just literally talking and being like, okay, that's what I'm getting at. And then like I can like fuse the whole song around that as opposed to like, I don't know, sitting down. I'm so sorry. I don't
No, no,
know.
no, you're doing great. I love it.
I don't know. I'm honestly like all over the place. Like, I don't know. I hope this answers the question. Like with Estella, a lot of the times I'll just have some like a hook or like a certain word or something from poetry. Or like even How Will I Rest in Peace from Buried by a Highway. Like that was just like a line in like a poem I wrote in high school. And like that's just something that stuck with me forever. And I was like, okay, that's it. And like I know the world I want to build around that. And I understand kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you get like a line, and then the rest of the song kind of builds off of that line.
Yeah, I think I don't even know. I just feel like going in like it's different every time I record. I just feel like doing stuff.
Yeah. And again, I remember before I even actually heard a single note of any of your music, I just saw that title, How Will I Rest in Peace If I'm Buried by a Highway? And I was like, all right, well, I'm checking this out now. Like, there's no way I'm not gonna check this out. It's so cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And now album covers is another thing that I kind of want to, pick your brain on. An album cover is a very, very I've talked to a few people about this. It's a very, very underrated part of the music. A lot of
Yeah.
people like don't really understand how like important it is, because it's literally what you're seeing
Yeah.
when you're listening to this music. Especially that album cover for How Will I Rest in Peace, where you've got the two shoes tied up. You've got Estella, which is all this cool like black and white
Yeah.
montage kind of thing. When you're writing a song, how often are you thinking about the visuals that go along with it?
All the time. It goes hand in hand with me. Like the world inside my head, and then like the actual reality, and then the lyrics. It's all hand in hand. I haven't been able to like execute my visuals or like my art the way I wanted to, but that's just gonna have to come with like time, I guess. I still feel like the How I Rest in Peace cover was like perfect. Like I'd taken that photo, and it like, I don't know, that was definitely what I was trying to get at. But I just have to keep getting better at it. Yeah. But I think about it, it's like the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, because it's not. You're right. It's not just the music. There's so much visual aspects that go along with it too.
Yeah.
It is very important, and I feel like a lot of artists don't like understand how important that visual component is.
Yeah.
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 So now you took the picture of the album cover for that. Do you take a lot of like photography pictures? Are you very like film influenced as well?
Yeah. Yeah. I used to do photography. I just used to like take photos. I've just always been into like kind of everything. It was kind of just like the same as like writing lyrics, like taking photos and like clothes and stuff all going like hand in hand kind of thing.
Yeah. That's really cool. I mean, you don't really see that often, because typically like the songwriting is very, auditory, and obviously the very visual aspect of photography. So typically all the songwriters and photographers I've met have been on very separate ends of the spectrum. So it's super cool that you have kind of a flair in both.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you look for when you're shooting pictures and stuff?
Interesting. I don't know. The like reality, I think. I don't know, like the seed of it, the seed of like whatever I'm looking at, like where is the seed, and like that's the best way I could put it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Oh, I get that. I get that. It's like
Mhm.
what captures the emotional impact of it the best. Good stuff. Now, again, circling back again to the record. Again, I apologize. I'm all over the place.
No, I'm chilling. I promise you. Like we're just hanging out, dude.
Exactly. I love it. With this new record, was a good majority of this written in quarantine? You know, I'm sure a lot of this was written during the
The
chaos.
one that I'm gonna drop.
Yeah.
Oh, that was written like probably like close to like 2 weeks ago. Me and Travis and Nick Thrash, we just got in the studio for a week and just made these songs. Probably like been like 2 weeks worth, just like making music.
Yeah. And again, that's got to be super cool because it's like all in the moment. You know, you have 2 weeks and like every second that you're engaged, all right, what's next for the song? What's next for this?
Literally, yeah. It's been amazing. I love making music, and I've like grown as an artist. I don't even know if I've grown as an artist. I mean, maybe I'm just saying that, but I feel like I don't know. It was fun. Yeah.
And as long as like, you know, as long as you're having fun in the studio, it'll be a fun time to listen to listeners. We'll pick up on that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
I also just love the idea of like, you know, you have a very DIY studio experience, and then a year later you're in a studio with Travis Barker recording a record. That's wild.
I know, man. You're telling me. I literally am just confused all the time. It's like, what is happening? Oh man, life is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, who would have thought? That's so cool. All right. So again, you know, thank you so much, Kenny, for talking with me today. New song, Estella, available everywhere now. We're so excited to hear this new record whenever it comes out. And hopefully when live shows return, we could do another interview face to face.
Yeah, dude, that would be rad. Thanks for talking to me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Nice conversation.